everyone, it's Robin, Art Island Crafts. Welcome to my studio. Today, we're going to make some fabric pom-poms. I picked up this pom-pom maker on Amazon. I'll go ahead and link it in my Amazon store if you'd like to grab one. Clover also has a pom-pom maker, or if you only want to make one and just test it out, there are directions online on how to make a pom-pom maker out of cardboard. Basically, what you're going to have is 2 round cardboard circles with the center taken out, and you're just going to wrap your yarn or fabric or ribbon around it, just like we're going to do today with these pom-pom makers. These were pretty inexpensive to purchase, and they come in 4 different sizes. And they also came with a little pair of scissors. I wanted to test it out a little before I made the video. So I made this one. I have this black fabric with the white pom-poms. I don't use it very often, and it's a really great fabric to use to just test out things. I made this pom-pom with this size maker. So this is the second one down. I didn't pay attention to it very much. I just cut some fabric strips nice and skinny, and then I just made it. These strips are about 3/8 of an inch wide, various lengths, and I did cut off a little thin strip of the selvage, and I used that to tie the pom-pom. So with success, I thought I would try again. This time, I wanted to do some black and white. Now, when I made this one, I just wrapped everything willy-nilly. This time, I kept everything lined up nice and neat, and I ended up with a nice and neat pile of no pom-pom. The widths do vary a little bit. Some of them are as wide as 1/2 inch and some are as narrow as 1/4 inch. Not quite what I was looking for. So I tried again, and I went back to the willy-nilly, just the fabric, if it got twisted, if it was right side up, wrong side up. I didn't pay attention to what I was doing. I just wrapped it around the pom-pom maker really quickly. And I believe this one is from the pink size. So is this mess. I tied it with some floss, embroidery floss, and I fluffed it up a little, and this is what I have here. So today what I want to do is I pulled out some rainbow scraps, and I cut them all 1/4 inch. The lengths vary. I can't give you a specific number of strips to cut for each size because it's going to vary based on the length. I just pulled out some fabrics that I had a little bit of that went in the basic kind of like a rainbow. I did add in some pink and some white just to kind of round it out. A lot of little spaghetti strips of scrappy fabrics here. I did cut off a little thin strip of selvage. I like the selvage because it's really strong. When I was using the pearl cotton style of embroidery floss, kind of looks like that, a little bit twisted. This is the type of embroidery floss where you don't separate out the strands. It's just one, so this might not be strong enough. I did double it, and it did snap on me. So I wanted to go back to using a skinny selvage and see if that'll work. I don't know that sewing thread will be strong enough to do that step, but you can always try, because when we do it, I'll show you when we tie it off, but you'll be tying it off in a contained area. So if your thread breaks, you can always grab something else. You won't have to worry about your pom-pom falling apart. I want to go ahead and use the larger one again and just see if I have enough strips. I can always cut more. So with this type of pom-pom maker, we're going to do it in doubles. Now you need doubles because as we're wrapping it around, we'll go ahead and cut in between, and that's where we'll put our thread, embroidery floss, selvage to tie it. There's 1/2 and then the other half. I'm not going to put these in any type of specific order. I'm just going to mix them up and add them in so I have a nice colorful pom-pom. I did try to use the scraps that were a little bit longer. This green piece is a nice long piece. I haven't tried using the shorter fabrics, but I would think that about 10 to 12 inches long would be a good length. I wouldn't want to go too short, but if you want to try using the shorter strips, I say go for it. I'll just hold it, and with the one that didn't work out very well, I was being very careful to make sure that I wrapped it round and round like that, and that's when I ended up having a bit of a problem. Maybe if I used less fabric, it might have worked, But for the other ones, I just took it, and as I was going, I just added a little bit of a twist to it to give it a little bit, I don't know, more dimension, a little bit more fluff. Now you are going to see both sides of the fabric. So if you want one that doesn't have like a gray side and a black side, make sure you're choosing fabrics that look the same from both sides, and then you won't have to worry about that. So just hold that piece, add a new one on, wrapped around those ends, and then you see I just keep adding a little bit of a twist. Pick up a new fabric. And I want to make sure that I'm wrapping from here all the way to there. And I've been wrapping them until it comes close to being flush right here. Again, it just depends on how much floof and fluff you want in your pom-pom. So if you have a larger piece, you can wrap it to hold down all of those smaller pieces, and you see how it's all twisted and turned, and I'm not really worrying about it. If you have some smaller pieces, maybe add in some longer pieces just to hold everybody together. I'll need half of my strips for this side and half for the other. I'm not going to worry for this one if it's perfectly even. If you want to have a certain design, there's a lot of different ways to make the yarn pom-poms and have them look like smiley faces or different designs. You can check for things like that online and do something similar with your fabric. I'm just going for the overall rainbowish look to it, just using a variety of fun colors. If you're going for that specific look, separate your fabric into two piles so that you have maybe 4 white here and then 4 white there. And as you go, if you need to, you can always add more. If you're going for that specific design, then I would recommend having a little bit extra. And if you have leftover strips, you can always make a smaller one or even smaller one. So you can see how little you would need for that. I think if you want a nice, fluffy, soft look to your pom-pom, maybe avoid some of the stiffer fabrics. Some fabrics just seem to be dyed a little heavier, and it makes it just a little bit stiffer when you're working with it. These plaids are a little bit thinner, so I thought they might work nicely with this. I'm going to hold off on this side for just a moment. I'll close this up, and it's going to keep everything together for me, and I'll start working on this side because I want to make sure I have enough for both. And if you're just playing and experimenting, you can use different amounts and maybe not fill it all the way up. You'll have a little bit of a looser pom-pom that way. Play around with the width of your strips and just see what looks good to you. It's just a pom-pom, right? What are we going to do with our pom-poms once they're finished? Well, to start with, anything you would use a regular pom-pom for, you can use a fabric one. Add it to a keychain. Hang it from a tote bag strap. Maybe your shopping bag. Quilted jackets are really popular right now. Maybe you want to add it to your quilted jacket. I've seen the yarn pom-poms attached to the end of the strings on a hoodie for the drawstrings of the hood. Maybe you want to make one of these smaller pom-poms for that to match your quilted jacket. So I have a few loose ends popping up here. So I'll just take this longer one, kind of wrap it around there just to keep everyone from flopping around and making a mess. And now I can continue adding the different sizes. I'll continue doing this until I get as flush as I can or I run out of strings, whichever comes first. And then I'll make sure that I go back and I add to this side also. I do have a few more bits of scraps that I could add on, but I went ahead and just stopped here on both of those. They're not completely flush, but I just wanted to see what it looks like if I went a little bit less. Close this and close this. And then when we make a pom-pom, we're supposed to go in between those two pieces of plastic and trim all of our fabric or yarn. You can see right there's a little notch. You can feel the groove in between. I tried a variety of scissors. The scissors really need to be sharp at the tip because that's what's going and just trimming all the way through. These are the ones that came with the kit, and they might be okay for the smaller ones with the yarn. I tried a basic pair of scissors. I tried this really sharp pair from Missouri Star. I tried my Kai scissors. These are really kind of strong and they have very sharp points at the end of it. And I even tried this pair of Ginger sewing scissors. What I ended up using is the rag snips from Missouri Star. They're meant to just trim when you're making a rag quilt and you're just trimming along the seam like this. So I thought it would be good for what I'm doing here. Now, depending on how thick everything is, sometimes I had to cut a little bit and then go down to a second layer. Like this. But in the end, I got them all snipped. It just takes a little bit of patience. So now you can see that groove right there that I was clipping through. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. This one was pretty good right there. I have little pieces flying everywhere and a little bit of fiber dust. So you can see about what it's going to be looking like. It's my piece of selvage. Put it in between those two grooves right there. With all of the fabric that's in here, I needed something a little bit stronger. Try the thread, try maybe some cotton yarn or some acrylic yarn, try some embroidery floss, double it, triple it, different weights of thread, and just see what works for you. So have it nice and tight, just do a simple knot. With the selvage being so tightly woven, I can really pull on it. I haven't tried, second knot, haven't tried using a piece of regular piece of fabric. Sorry, I sent you guys flying. So that's one of the things that can happen. It snapped right near the knot, so I think I'm okay. But you can always come back and use two different things. Maybe start with the doubled embroidery floss and then add the piece of fabric. Each time I do one, it seems I need something different. With the one that snapped, I tried the thing where you put the two pieces that are folded over through the loop, and that's how I ended up snapping it. So let me just tie this. Now, whatever we tie, just won't pull super tight since the selvage is holding it, will become our hanger. So whether you have a piece of selvage or you have a piece of embroidery floss, maybe a ribbon would work. Then these come apart. Take the little pieces here off. And this has a center that I can just pull it off. And this side has the little pin. And they just go back together like that. I'm going to cut my selvage so that it ends up being part of the rest of the fabric. And like any pom-pom, shake it out a little bit. And you'll have some pieces that are sticking out. Some pieces just fall out. Those are the ones that were really short when we tied them. And then you can decide whether or not you want to trim it up or just leave it as is. Hold your string out of the way or whatever you use to tie it. And then you can just trim any loose threads, any bits that are sticking out. I kind of like the loosey-goosey funkiness of this. And then I do have a mess to clean up off the table. That's not too bad, really. This is a type of project that works really well when you're just sitting down and you're watching TV at the end of the night and you just want to work on a little something. You can go ahead and make a few pom-poms, maybe trim them the next day, have all of your strips ready in maybe a little container or something, and just make a bunch of them. What are you going to do with them? I could see a bunch of red and green ones lined up or scattered on the Christmas table along the table runner. And then if you add in some smaller versions, people could take them home and add them to their tree. A little one could be put onto a bookmark. I've seen the little pom-poms from yarn on bookmarks. I think it'd be cute done with fabric. If you enjoy finding different projects like this to make with your fabric scraps, I'd love it if you subscribe to the channel and hang out with us when we make our next fun little project. Have you ever made a fabric pom-pom? Let me know down below in the comments. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!